everybody. I'm just coming on to do a little live, a little spontaneous live. And I'm just waiting for some people to come on. Whilst I find my lighting. And I don't know if anyone's going to come on at this time, because I never usually come on at this time. I have the urge. Hey Sohan, welcome to this morning live, or maybe it's not morning where you are. I'm just doing my journaling for the morning and reflecting from the last few days. The last few days have been really hard. Barry Carson, hi. Welcome, guys. Welcome to this beautiful space. Haven't even brushed my hair today. Literally got up and came and did some journaling. And to be honest, yeah, I don't know. I've been going through some challenges, which is why I haven't been on live so much. Just sorting things out. But sometimes I just have the urge to come on and chat with you guys, even if it's really random. So welcome everybody. Welcome to the live. If you're here, say hello. How is everyone doing today? Has anyone else had a really challenging few days? Because for me, I found it really difficult, like so much challenges over the last few days. And I'm just reflecting on it all in my journal. And it has a lot to do with boundaries. God, guys, I feel like I could talk about boundaries for ages, and I have been learning so much about boundaries over the last few days, about how to set boundaries, how to know if your boundaries are being crossed. Sometimes we're unconsciously allowing our boundaries to be crossed because we don't think there's another way that we can get what we want. And it can be so difficult on our system when we do this. I'm from England, love. It was your birthday yesterday. Oh, happy birthday, Barry. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Barry. Happy birthday to you. It's getting a bit hot in here actually. I feel like I need something for my phone. Because guys, I can't see these comments when they're this far away. So let me just get this. Okay, this might be better. Do you want to see the view, guys? Ignore the tent. What a beautiful morning it is. Trying to... Sorry. That's it. Let me see the trees a bit as well. The lighting's not the best, but whatever. It was an impromptu, very spontaneous live. I feel like I just need to get on here and speak to you guys because it actually, like, I don't know. lights me up sometimes. Obviously, sometimes I just don't have the energy, but even sometimes, you know, when you just feel like you can't like bring yourself to do the things that you're even passionate about, like that's how I've been feeling the last few days. And I watched this video, this lady, she was saying how like sometimes you just feel like you really don't want to do it, but then you kind of like push yourself to do it, and then you realize, oh, okay, this is actually something I love. Samuel, you're getting timed out, my love. Please stop spamming the chat with comments like this. We are creating a very loving and compassionate space on my channel, and anything that is not in alignment with that will be removed. I'm not playing anymore. With the spamming as well. Okay. But yes, as I was saying, it's very sometimes difficult for us. I don't know. What I was saying is like the last few days, I was finding it hard to like, yeah, bring myself to do my YouTube and stuff and like come on and even create content because my mind was in such a like negative loop of like not even like it was just focusing on all these things that like I can't control, and it was honestly so draining. Thank you, Amy. It was so draining. I noticed myself yesterday, and I feel like sometimes this can happen, and we're like unconsciously, like I was feeling so low, and then I realized how I was just completely consumed by all these thoughts of what might happen and like what is really pissing me off and like all of this stuff. And I had to stop myself and be like, Amy, and it's really hard to do this honestly because I feel like when we're in the grip of the ego and it's playing out its activity, it's so hard sometimes to bring ourselves back to our higher self. But it can be done, especially when we realize. And one thing I've realized is when I started to notice, okay, what is it that my mind is actually trying to figure out? Like, I feel like it's almost like you have these protector parts come up when you've gone into this stream of like just negativity. It's like these protector parts are coming up trying to think of ways to deal with the situation in order to control the situation. And a lot of the time, the ways that the mind is coming up on different with different solutions is not actually the best kind of peaceful ways of dealing with things or the most high quality ways of dealing with things. And so then we end up getting into more and more just like back and forth with people. And like honestly guys, like the experiences I've been having with like boundary crossing have been intense, and I've really realized that you cannot control other people, and all I can do is actually look to, because I feel when people are crossing my boundaries, right, or when I feel like there's a boundary being crossed, I realized how it's very easy to go into this thinking of like I have no control, and then your mind is like going round and round in circles, like I have no control in this situation. How can I get control? How can I get control? But like not in a like actual finding conscious solutions way. And so when I realized that my mind was really under this illusion that I have no control, I was like, okay, so how can I help my system to feel like I actually do have control? Like in what areas of my life do I have control? And that's something that have really helped me to like free myself from the mind. I came into my space. I was like, okay, I can control my space. I can control like my seeing my friends. I can control what I do from this situation that is very painful and is feels like there's my ego, my mind is almost like there's no way out. Like, what are we gonna do? It's just like panicking and like going into overdrive and just thinking the worst possible case scenario, which is I'm just gonna be alone and die. Like that's literally I feel like the root of these things. And when I uncover that and realize, okay, Is that true? Like, no, it's not true. It's like it's something that I am just really scared of happening, and it's not, and I think that's very normal and human, and we probably all do this. And so I forgot what I was gonna say, but yes, when I realized that that was the underneath fear, that like I was just afraid of like I am gonna be like the worst possible case scenario. I It helped me to actually release some of that fear because I was like, okay, if this is underneath all of this looping and like all the energy that I'm using on negativity, I actually realized as well, like when we use so much energy on negativity, like I spent the last 2 months, right, guys, having the best experience. This experience of like being able to do whatever I wanted because I was dog sitting, right? So I was living alone and my everything was being paid for me. It was just like the dream. Like I didn't have to pay for my house and it was so beautiful. And obviously it's not reality because I could do that more, but like it's unlikely. I don't know, unless the universe sends me more jobs like that. But it was like someone going away for 2 months is not necessarily, I don't know, maybe there's a lot of people out there doing it. But for me it was a perfect situation. And so I experienced like true like being able to like do what I wanted when I wanted and realizing that the current situation that I'm living in is not optimum optimum for my mental health. And it really makes me realize that. And so when I came back, I noticed how much I was feeling really low and how much I also am spending so much energy thinking about all the negativity that I feel like is like, for example, if I feel like my boundaries are being crossed where I'm living, and they are, like, that's just a fact, then my mind is then going round thinking about it, and it's like, I feel like sometimes your body can start to, like, just feel like it's seething, and then you just feel so pissed off, and that is obviously using a lot of energy. So what I've tried to learn is to really get the message quicker and not stew in it for so long because it can be so unhealthy to just allow all of our power. And when I say power, I mean our energy, our life force, our attention, our consciousness. When our consciousness is completely being used up on all of that negativity, it's like no wonder that I am having no creative impulse. It's no wonder that I have no energy to actually do any work because all my energy is being fucking used up on negative thinking. And so I have no urge to go and do work. I'm almost also like feeling so much negativity in my body, like emotion, because the emotion is a reflection of the thoughts that I'm having. And so all I need to do is just come and be by myself and also tell myself, okay, what can I control in this situation? I've accepted that there's certain things I cannot control and I'm never probably going to be able to control. Why do I even expect to be able to control um certain things when it's a pattern, of these things not being in my control. Um and so and then starting to focus on, okay, this is a big thing in the law of attraction, right? And manifestation. I've been doing a lot of reading on Neville Goddard and I love his book. I love his teachings. Has anyone else done some Neville Goddard research before? Let me know in the chat. And I love his teachings of basically the predominant thoughts that we give energy are what create our experience, right? So when we are spending a lot of our energy, like just unconsciously thinking about what we like, what we can't control, how things are so bad, how we hate certain parts of people, and all of these things, it's like, and like how, especially as well when there's like a lot of fear underneath that. So like the root thing that we are actually focusing on might be a fear from like my case, for example, was like I'm just so alone and like I'm gonna end up just like it's like almost this image that I wasn't conscious of that I brought to the conscious, but it's like this image of me being a child and there's like the child self that is just completely alone and has nobody and is literally gonna die, you know? That's how serious it gets, and that's why our body gets so amped up because it's like trying to protect you from dying because it thinks it's actually like under threat and it needs that to be able to control that situation. So to allow myself to become aware of that, that's what's happening in my system in that moment, that this is all illusion. It's not real. Like, oh, I spent the whole, hey Jack, lovely to see you. Um, and what was I saying? I lost my train of thought. Realizing in the moment that all of my attention is going on this, like this trying to control and like literally thinking about like when I am in this negative state, I'm not thinking about, okay, you know, what could I do? You know, I've realized that I was thinking about I am in a situation that I don't like. So that is my predominant thoughts. And like I'm alone in this situation and da 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 da. And so when I realize I'm actually having those predominant thoughts and those beliefs, it's like, okay, how can I switch my thinking to something more that is going to influence, that is going to inspire me to make more positive changes? So actually shifting my experience. So if I'm thinking like I have no control over this situation, like I said earlier, like how can I start to think about focus on the things that I do have control on? That instantly makes me feel some relief. You know, I have the control over certain things in my life, and that is making me feel better. And then also it's like, okay, if this situation is not good for me, and I know that, and my body is screaming at me to say like something needs to change, um, then I can start thinking about, instead of like, oh no, I'm in a situation, this is like so bad for me, and that is the be all and end all. It's like, no, okay, I've realized that my body is telling me this is not okay. I need to protect my inner child. I need to be the parent for myself and actually tell myself it's okay. What is it that you're scared about? Let me listen to you. And this is me talking to myself. Let me hear what you're scared about. And let's see if we can work with those fears so that you can move forwards and not be stuck. Because the thought of even moving forwards is actually scary in itself. Like the thought of going somewhere else, moving in with other people, like all of that brings up fear, you know? And this could be translated to your own situation if you're going through anything in your life that might be similar, you know? I don't know. I don't know if it's resonating, but I'm just chatting anyway. And so I realize that when I do start to focus on, okay, what I truly want, what I've realized from this situation, because this situation is bringing up a lot of things that are unwanted for me. And so it gives me more information around what I do want. And one of the most important things that Neville Goddard talks about, and many people in the law of attraction community and spirituality in general, is that we need to know what we want. In order to attract and create the life that we want, we have to know what we want. And a lot of the time, people are stuck in this situation where they're like, but I don't know what I want. And I don't know how to focus on what I want because I don't actually know what that is. I don't know what that would look like. And so, from these situations that are deeply painful, when we're going through our hardest times, we can extract information from that to see what it is that is unwanted for us, whether that is certain types of relationships, you know, not being treated in a way that we feel honored, we feel loved, we feel cared for, we feel respected. If these are things that are happening in these relationships, and maybe it's something that we can work on with that person, maybe it's not, you know, it comes to a point where we have to make that decision of what we can expect from certain people. And that comes from intuition, and that comes from us really using our own inner guidance to figure that out. You know, no one else can tell that to us. And also, like, I think what it makes me realize is there are certain relationships where your boundaries are very unique. Like in some like some especially family relationships are like extreme. They can be extraordinarily painful and challenging. And so we have this sometimes with family, it's like this cross between like I love them and I fucking hate them at the same time, like especially if it's like a really painful relationship, you know? So we're in this, how do I really set boundaries so I'm not falling into the same trap of seeing this person as really bad? And I know that it's really hard. I don't even want to go into that too much, but there was something else I wanted to say and I forgot. Hey James. Sorry, I said your name. I won't say the full name. Nice to see you here, my beautiful. Yay. um, what was I saying? I trust that the stream will come through, you know, at the right time. It's very bright. I got the sun on my face. Realizing what your values are and finding someone who aligns. Yes, love. Yes, that's what I was thinking because, okay, you brought me back to my stream of consciousness of the, yeah. So these unwanted situations teach us a lot about ourselves, what we want in a relationship. And when like sometimes when we are stuck in this fear of like trying to control someone that isn't treating us how we want, we actually limit ourselves from the opportunity of actually getting what we want, because we're actually coming from this state of like, I don't have what I want. And so you're trying to fix that instead of shifting yourself over to the frequency of like, no, I do have what I want, and like I am worthy of having what I want, and if this is not happening in this relationship, then that's not something I'm going to tolerate. And how does that look for you, you know? um each person that's different, and each relationship that's going to be different, because relationships are very convoluted, like very complicated. And like I said, no one can tell you what your boundaries are. Everyone's boundaries are so different. And I think that I'm going to sneeze. I don't have a tissue. Okay, let's see. Is there any comments? If realization, okay, if realization gives someone total alignment with creation, then thought is no longer just mental imagination. It becomes command, manifestation, reality sharpening. Yes, I mean, I guess so. I don't know. Yeah, I feel like realization can like really make you like you realize something and you're like, oh, okay. The last few 24 hours or 2 weeks or months, I've been like stuck in this, and like now it's so freeing to realize what is under. This is why I love like really doing spiritual work, to get to the root of things. When you uncover what is actually underneath, like that child part of you that is screaming and in pain and has a need that's not being met, that's what's happening. And when you uncover that part of yourself and you uncover what that fear is, it's so freeing, because you can now start to focus your attention, and you can, like I said, you can start to parent yourself. I really find it's so freeing when I talk to my inner child. I actually like tell myself it's okay. It's okay. Like I completely get it. You know, having compassion for yourself is one of the biggest spiritual tools that we have. Really, really having compassion for yourself. It's so easy to say, but like actually doing it can be difficult, especially when we're stuck in the grip of the mind, to remind ourselves to come back and say, look, I'm here for you. Being that, being the parent of your inner child, sending yourself love, sending yourself compassion, telling yourself, I'm completely here with you now. I get it. I'm listening. Asking yourself, what is it that you want me to know right now? What is it that you need? This is such a good way for us to extract the information that we need in order to make our next step, to figure out what is it that inner child of part of ourselves actually wants. What is it that it needs? If it feels like it's alone and it needs to speak to someone and like feel like it um like that need can be kind of met in some way. Maybe at the moment it's not being met by the current environment or people that you're around, and that can be very damaging when we keep ourselves in them situations and we don't go to and find people that are actually um we feel safe around, you know? Cheers, guys. Okay, yes. I said none of this is real. Because someone said, oh, I heard none of this is real. When I said none of this is real, what I mean is I spent the whole day yesterday in such a low mood, and also like in this, like anxiety was coming through. I was like, wow, like, and I was really unconsciously at times just a lot, like my mind was just going off in these streams of like doom and like worst case scenario and all of this, and it was actually happening and stewing on what had happened, and like just trying to um I guess process everything that had happened. But it was also um a very big realization for me when I later on I was watching this video of Aaron Abkane. He's really good. He talks about the Course in Miracles a lot, this book that is um highly recommend. Haven't read it all, but it's a big book, and it says in it how I can't remember what the first line is. He said it, but it made me realize that everything that I was thinking about, all of that whole day, I was pretty much under an illusion. I was like walking around doing things unconsciously in these thoughts about what could potentially happen in the future, worst case scenario, um how this is like just all everything, just like really a lot of anger, a lot of stuff coming up, and I really did try to not even try, I really did process it, which allowed me to bounce back a bit quicker and have this realization that okay, this isn't real. All of this energy that I'm spending all this energy on stuff that's not even reality. And to have that realization is very freeing. It's like, oh shit, okay, in this moment I can begin again. Every single moment we can begin again. And the mind might start to try to pull when you really realize that, and you're like, okay, I'm going to begin again right now in this moment, meaning I'm going to be present and I'm going to let go of all of the negativity that I was just thinking about for the last day or however long it is for you. And I'm going to when we do that, I think it's very, in my experience, for the mind, it's very easy for the mind to start to be like, but you need to think about this, you need to think about that, because it's still trying to pull you into fear. But if we can just bring ourselves back to the present moment and say thank you to God for helping me to become aware of the things that I don't want in order to inform me for what I do want, so that I can move towards what I do want and I can put my energy into what I do want and use all of this as fuel for what I do want, you know? put the kettle on, guys. Let me just clear my screen. Is that better? It was looking a bit foggy. Jack Darby, you need to develop the habit of beginning again by beginning again and again and again. Yeah, it's like every new moment is a chance to begin again. Like, let's start the day with really putting our focus on what we want to bring onto the planet today. What we want to focus on today. I think it's really important. Like, this is why I wake up in the morning and just journal all of my thoughts out, to let out all the stuff that is negative and then bring myself back to, okay, what can I actually control? What can I, how can I focus on creating change in a positive way, going towards change? Because I think a lot of the time when we are stuck in this, like, the grip of the ego, it's because we're afraid to change. There's something that we actually do need to make a change, especially when we're in a really challenging situation and it's been going on for a while and it's painful. There's something that needs to shift, and maybe there's a part of us that is a little bit scared of that shift for whatever reason. And so asking God to help me to allow for the necessary change that needs to take place, and trust and have faith that whatever that change is going to be, we're going to be protected, we're going to be guided all the way through. Such a British thing to do, to put the kettle on. Right? And I don't even have anything to put in the kettle. Okay, in the kettle? In the cup. Let me just get I'm going to get a coffee. One sec. Back! Who wants to see the dog? Millie, come. Millie. Millie Pups. You see her in the mirror. Hey, Millie. Tap on the like button for Millie. She's my girl. Millie. Millie's saying hello. Have a blessed day. She loves a chin scratch. Paw? Paw? She doesn't do paw unless have treats. Look, half. Millie, give us your paw. Okay, fair enough. I wouldn't work for nothing either, love. Okay, let's put it back here. I honestly feel so much better just coming on live. I don't know why. It's like talking about this stuff is very energizing for me. Nice floof. Is the dog the floof? You and your dog look the same. Ah! It's hilarious. So actually, it's my friend's birthday this week, and she's coming round today. And I have some gifts for her that I need to wrap. So I need to do that soon. What's my favorite animal or pet? Okay, I have a couple of favorite animals. One of my favorite animals is a tiger. I love the tiger. I really relate to the tiger energy. I like to look into the spiritual symbolism of the animals that I feel connected to, and I highly recommend, guys, that you do this. Like, research your animals, research the animals that you connect with, research the animals that have come into your life many times in your life. Like, maybe they're not even your favorite animal, but they are an animal that has just come into your life, and for whatever reason. And so when you research them, and look into the symbolism of the attributes of the animal, or even just come up with it yourself. Like, think about, like, for example, a tiger, like the way it has all these patterns, and it's very beautiful. It's very symbolistic for like creativity and um beauty, and also, like, the tiger likes to be alone. It's like almost like a lone wolf. It likes to be alone, but it's also very sociable, so it doesn't get too attached to like one. I don't think they do anyway. I think they're actually kind of alone, but then they also are. It's almost like I don't know. They like to do a bit of both, and so this is very symbolistic for um, humans that also can be similar. So if you connect to the certain energy in an animal, it can tell you a lot, and also it can tell you a lot about what if you're having a current challenge and you look up your animal and you really do research on an animal that you feel drawn to. It can help you. It can really help you to guide you with what you're feeling challenged with. Also, I love dogs, of course. I love dogs. Okay. When I feel out of control, I try to feel better by doing work around the house. Yes, me too, my love. Got to get a new timer for clothes. Front break. Job on care needed. I just made Mexican beans yesterday. Thank you, Blue Sky. I love your handle. I actually wanted to change my handle to Blue Sky because I don't know. I really connect with the symbol of the blue sky being. I'll tell you what it means for me, and not even just for me. I mean, it's spoken about in other spiritual traditions. You believe in astrology? Yes. So the blue sky is very much a really good analogy for our higher self, our soul, our intuition, our inner compass, the clearest part of us, the part of us that knows what it needs to do in any moment. Even if knowing what I need to do is like getting more information, resting, seeing how things go, like, or it could be a solid, clear cut decision of like, I need to tell this person exactly how I feel. I need to set a boundary. So this is what our intuition can be like: very clear, very concise, and it's stable. It just knows. It has this precision, and it is it's clear. It's like it is the clear blue sky. And so I love this analogy because the clear blue sky is always there. Sometimes we can't see the blue sky because it's covered by clouds, and the clouds are the analogy for our thoughts, our human mind, the activity that happens in our human mind. These, when we are not looking at them, when we are fully in the grip of the mental activity, the clouds can become very thick and foggy, and so we start to not be able to see the blue sky anymore, our intuition. And so we have to clear those clouds in order to be living in a place of full intuition, clear, precision, clarity, knowing. Mm. Fachistan. I don't know what Osmond Gold is. Sorry, my love. One animal can have positive and negative symbols. Yes. Everything has its shadow expressions and its gift expressions. So when we're expressing from a lower frequency, it comes out, and unconsciously it can come out as a shadow expression. And when we're expressing from the shadow, it's more likely to be harmful, causing harm to someone else, causing harm to ourselves, and often brings more negativity back into our lives. But when we are expressing from a higher frequency, when we are expressing from the gift level, so what happens is we've become aware. It's the same part of us, it's just that we are now expressing it from a higher state of consciousness, and so that is more likely to bring more fruitful events into our life, more opportunities, more people that are more aligned with us and what we need and what we want. And we're also able to be of service through the expressing of our gifts. Okay, Lee, I've just got this point of seeing your page, what's happening and what's what. What's happening is we're having a morning spiritual chat. I'm just talking to you guys about everything that I was basically. I started this chat because I was dealing with some like really difficult last few days. I was feeling really low, and my started to notice my mood going down after spending like 2 months in like bliss, just feeling like the best, so nurtured, feeling so high, so connected with my higher self, so tapped in. And then all of a sudden, having like the last few days, this drop in consciousness and the experience of feeling my mood shift, losing motivation, not like literally wanting to avoid how I felt because it was so painful. And so I wanted to just come on. I was just like, fuck it, I want to go on live and I want to chat. Because even chatting about it when I'm feeling low, and I feel actually much better now. Thank you, God. um, but yeah, I feel like it's good to talk about these things even because everyone's kind of going through it sometimes. Okay. Hunting state land, may the roots of the ancient woods steady your feet. Amy, and the tall cedars shield you from every wind. Let the stone be your strength, and the earth your sanctuary as you walk in safety and peace. Ah! Amen, sisters or brothers, to everyone. That's a beautiful. I had to screenshot so I can read it later. Thank you. Hey, Manthan, welcome. Yes, it's a beautiful morning. Blessings from the reservation. I am Bear Clan. Welcome, Bear Clan. When you say these things, what rule book do you get them from? I don't have a rule book. Manthan, did you just say I was cuckoo? I'm taking that as a positive, you know. Blue sky sounds great to me. I got it years ago when watching a lot of aviation flying. I have a cat now and we have a love for hate relationship. Love is growing stronger. Oh, you and your cat have a love hate relationship. Why? What's happened? Cheers, everybody. If you're having a morning coffee or even an evening coffee or an afternoon water or a tea, welcome. We're having it together. I'm from England. Let's light some incense. I got this incense as a gift. Look at how cute this box is. How's everyone doing today? Let me know. How's the last few days been for everyone? Has it been challenging like it has been for me? Or not? I want to know. He drives you crazy. How old is he? Blue sky. How long have you had this cat? And what's his name? Oh no. I have a question. Should I move to the UK or not? I mean, whereabouts are you and what's the reason for moving? It depends what you want. If you tell me what you want and I can tell you if the UK is a good place to go. Are you in a tent? No, I'm not in a tent. I'm in like it's like a shed basically that has been turned into a room. Like a little cabin. It's my safe space, guys. It's 4:48 in South Florida right now. Wow, you're so up so early. Thank you for being here at this time. Looks amazing. I need to get out of bed. Yes, you're still here. My happy dance. Can you read this in an Indian accent? Arnav is very smart. Arnav is very smart. Arnav, I can't. How do you do smart? Arnav is very smart. Arnav is very smart. She's about a year old now. Oh, it's a she. Okay. It sounds like, because she's so young, you're still getting used to each other. Hey, James is Winston Advocate. What do you think of India? Be honest, I've never been to India. Weed Hunter, welcome. Welcome to everyone. It's a beautiful morning. If you want a superpower, what will it be? Oh, do you know what? Such a good question. First thing that comes to my mind is teleportation, honestly. Just to teleport. Or even fly. Because I feel like then you could just fly to where you want to teleport. Thank you, Arnav. How old are you? Thank you for your question, Yazar. I'm 30. How old are you? I'd be invisible. Being invisible, I don't know. I don't know where I'd use that. What do you use that for? Creepy facts. I'm a new subscriber. Welcome. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. I'm well, thank you. I am in England. Good morning from Florida. Good morning. You must be up early too, or is it the same person that said earlier? Banks, pubs, hotels, invisible would be outstanding. I'd feel so alone if I was just invisible though. I feel like it'd be good for like when you don't want to be seen, obviously. Okay. Good morning, guys. Hello from Sweden. Hey, Michael. Or Mikael? I don't know. Navia. Welcome. Thank you for subscribing, my love. You tripping? No, I'm not tripping. Not right now. I mean, life is a trip. Life is a fucking trip, but I'm not on any substances right now. I wouldn't say no, though. I'm calling in the magic mushrooms. Kind of. I haven't really been actively calling them in, but I have put a few words out there to the universe. Hi from Manchester. Hi, Terry. I'm not in the Black Forest. Where is that? Sounds interesting. I can't tell where the mirror starts and ends. That's funny. It's not a mirror, it's a door. It's a mirror! And a door. Are you in the States? No, blue sky. I'm in the UK. Hey, Trevor. Hey, Sergio. Hey, BT. If you're here, guys, let us know where you're tuning in from. UK-ish. I am UK-ish. Asmit. Sending you a hug. You call it Britain. I never call it Britain. Honestly. I just call it England or the UK. Hi, Amanshek. Amanshek? Kani? Amanshay? Oh, it's really hard to know where names begin and end on YouTube, especially if I don't know the name. Like it's a name that I've never heard. So I'm sorry if I completely butcher your pronunciation. BRB Property, are you still here? Hey, Alex Mack from Toronto. Welcome. How does it feel to watch your back on your camera? What you mean here? I didn't really think about it. Hello from California. Hey, blue sky from California. Hey, BRB Property. I'm glad that you're still here. I'm glad that you're Here for the morning live. I like this morning vibe. Usually I'm on live at like 7 p.m. and I've never really like done this in the morning, but it's a good start to the day. Your home looks really cozy. Thank you. I do like to make it cozy. Alesta from Georgia. There's a lot of Americans here today. Why are your eyes half closed? Because there's someone's trying to call me. Let me put my phone on Do Not Disturb. From Turkey. Hey, Troy. I'm not beating the coleslaw allegations. What does that mean? Warthog. Hey, Warthog. Welcome. Welcome to this morning's live. Caveman, how to buy money. You tell me, love. I guess you go on to cryptocurrency websites. I don't know. I'm from Uruguay. Ah, nice. Welcome. How to find business? Joe, Casi basis. How find business? I mean, you have to tell people about your skills, what you have to offer. What is your business? Are you married? Any kids? No. I'm single and I am free of children. My own personal children, I don't have any. Why do British music artists sound like American artists when they sing? It's such a good question, honestly. It's so easy for us because I think a lot of songs are American, and so we naturally will just sing it in the American accent, and then I think that also ends up happening more when we're like singing. There's a sky with a thing, it calls me, and no one knows how far it goes. The land and the sea and the sea stays behind me. And I know if I go, there's just no telling how far I'll go. See, if I try and do it in English, let me try. There's a land in the sky and the sea, it calls me, and no one knows. It doesn't sound right. How far it goes. If the sun and the sea stays behind me, then they'll know. If I go, there's just no telling how far I'll go. See? Sounds weird, no? I love doing that though. I love like singing the song in an English accent. It's actually hilarious. I don't know why. It's just so fucking funny. Like, what is it? Look at this stuff. Isn't it neat? Wouldn't you think my collection's complete? Wouldn't you think I'm the girl that has everything? Look at this charm, treasures untold. How many wonders can one heaven hold? Looking around me, you think, wow, she has everything. She's got gadgets and gizmos aplenty. I just sound so cockney. It's hilarious. You have a vape voice. Are you smoking? No, I'm not smoking. I've got some incense on right now. It's too early to smoke right now. I don't want to be waking and baking, guys. Not today. Not today. I say fish and chips and I sound British. What's your views on the Texas Rangers? I have no idea what even that is. That's probably terrible. It's probably I know it's is it like American football or something? I don't know. Still in them clothes? What do you mean? These are my clothes. Good morning, Francesco. Francesco, there's a roach on your wall. Where? I don't think there's a roach anywhere. I don't even think that there's roaches in this country, is there? What is a roach? Are you one of those lesbian girls? Adam, the way you even asked that question is quite funny. I'm not a lesbian, no. I'm not one of those lesbian girls. Hello from Whidbey Island. Hey, Lord Matthews from Whidbey Island. Welcome to the live. Look, we've got... Oh. It just changed. I was going to say the views were 3-3 and the likes were 3-3. It was 3-3-3-3 and then it changed to 2-2-3-3. Do you have any cats or dogs? Yeah, babes. Do you want to see my cat? I mean, my dog, even. She's here with us. The dog's disgusting. What? You getting timed out, love? Bring that energy to my chat. Wouldn't you like to try being a lesbian for a day? No. I wouldn't like that. I would like to be straight for a day and every day. Millie Moos! Millie Moos! That's my dog's name, guys. Millie. She looks soft. The dog? I thought someone was looking at you through a window. It's only your mirror. Yeah. Guys, if you're enjoying this live, if you're getting any value from it, then please do like and subscribe. If you're wanting to support the channel, that is a really good way to support my channel. Just by subscribing, if you feel called to, of course, and you want to see future content, lives, videos, posts. I do a lot. I'm from England. What's the Samp in your name? That's my name. He needs a walk. She, sorry to correct you, but she is a she. She needs a walk. She'll go for a walk today. Post live walk. Okay. Are you open in all types of talk? What does that mean? You want to see the cliffs of Dover someday? Yeah, do it. Right, guys, I'm timing out the people that keep asking if I'm a lesbian because I can't be bothered to keep reading the same questions. It's stupid, honestly. What type of movies do you like? I like, thank you for asking me. I like I like a psychological movie that has some really interesting like very deep stories where you're like, what is going on? Like confused the whole way through. I love that stuff. And then at the end you're like, well, twists and turns. I like anything that is like also spiritual, sci-fi. I love a bit of space. Uh One of my favorite movies actually is the recent Spider-Man. The Spider-Man that was animated, the number two, is so good. I love that movie. So many good colors. Thank you, Joshua. Joshua McLean. Thank you, my love. Welcome. I've got 2% battery. I'm gonna go to the toilet in a second and then we can continue. I tell you what is a really good movie, even though it's a horror, and I don't really watch that many horrors because I don't want to be processing horrific things all the time, but once in a while I might watch one and be very conscious whilst I'm watching it. And then, yeah. The one that I love is Doctor Sleep. It's the one after The Shining. So The Shining came out, I don't know, years ago. And then the Doctor Sleep. Has anyone ever seen Doctor Sleep? So good. It's very spiritual as well, but there is some scenes in it that are actually quite disturbing, but it's also such an interesting movie. Yes, you've seen Doctor Sleep. It's such a good movie. It's such a good movie. And do you know what? The Frankenstein that came out was it last year? Frankenstein on Netflix? That was a really good movie. I found that to be very emotional actually. And that's a horror. But I find it's like a horror, but it's not so much like a horror. It was actually very like there's so much good character development and there's like a really good story and it was like some romance and some heartbreak and sadness and like not even expected how I expected it to be. It was good. Oh, my phone's gonna die. Okay, guys, let me just put you here on charge for a second, and then I'm gonna be back in a minute. Maybe you could look at Millie. Millie. Okay, no, we're not gonna do that. I'm just gonna put you here for a minute. Okay, guys, you can stare at the ceiling. I'll be back. Just chat amongst yourselves for a moment. Wagwan! Check your messages. Okay, hang on. Okay, thanks, love. Okay, BRB property. I am going to make you a moderator, even though you don't have to do any moderating. But just so if anything like that ever happens again, you have the power to remove if you happen to be here. But no pressure, obviously. Hey, Taran. Nice to see you, my love. How are you doing today? Okay, I actually have a friend coming around in like. Let me just quickly check my message. I had to send a message. Oh, in a tent? No. It's a shed. Thank you, Taran. Do you like fat cats? I like fat cats. I mean, I never really thought about it. Why are we in a shed? Why not? It's a structure. It's a wooden structure. I'm cold a little bit. It is cozy for a shed. I made it into a cozy space for me to do all my spiritual practices, to be alone. Who here thinks Tottenham is getting relegated? I don't know. This is not a football chat. Definitely not the person to ask for that. I really do want to go outside, actually. I feel like, actually, oh. I love the sun. Okay. So peaceful. I'm from England. Shall we say a little prayer to begin the day? Okay. Thank you, God, for a new day on earth. Thank you for the opportunity to begin again. Thank you for helping me to stay present throughout the day. Thank you for helping me to see the lessons in every challenge that I may come across. England is beautiful. I always think of it with fresh air. Not sure though. I mean, it depends whereabouts in England you are, I guess. Thank you, God, for showing me where I can be of service to the whole in a way that is in harmony with my nature. Thank you for showing me what gifts in me I have so that I can use them to be of service. Thank you for helping me to open my heart to everyone that I come across today, to see the higher self in every person that I come across. Thank you for helping me to see anything that is blocking me from focusing on love so that it may be released and let go of. Please use me for your divine will, God. Use me for your channel of love, your infinite flow of love. Allow me to be a channel for it. Please help me to become aware of any destructive thinking so that I may release it and focus on love, harmony, creativity, empowerment. Please give me the courage to be clear with my communication, to be concise and precise when I'm communicating my boundaries. Thank you for guiding me. Thank you to my spirit guides. Thank you to my angels, or just the angels of God. Thank you to my higher self. I now call in my higher self, and I set the intention to be aligned with my higher self throughout the whole day. I now completely merge with my higher self. Thank you for guiding me throughout the day. May I be reminded that it's okay to let go of control, and that in any moment I have the choice to choose love or fear. God, please give me the strength to choose love. God, please use me for your will. Help me to bring more consciousness to the planet, more love to the planet. Help me to see clearly where I may be under illusion. Help me to make changes, necessary changes, without fear. And I want to say thank you for another day. Thank you for another opportunity to experience Earth at this moment in this body. Thank you for my body. Thank you for my ability to sense, experience all that this planet has to offer, to see things through the filter of love. Thank you for all of the relationships in my life that reflect love, honor, expansiveness, completion. Thank you for all of my friends. Thank you for the family members that I have a loving relationship with. Thank you for always bringing new people into my life. Thank you for the abundance of different humans on this planet that I have yet to experience. Thank you for the abundance of plants on this planet. Thank you for the abundance of food. Thank you for the abundance that Mother Earth provides to us through warmth, shelter, food, experiences. Thank you for the ability to speak my truth, to create, the freedom to choose what I want to choose in every moment, whether that be my thoughts, my words, my actions. That is where my power lies. The ability to choose what I'm thinking. Thank you for reminding me that no matter how out of control I feel, I can control my thoughts. And that is where my freedom lies. That is where I feel most liberated, when I'm reminded that I have the ability to choose love in my mind, to choose expansive thoughts, new possibilities, new opportunities, new beautiful people, beautiful places. Thank you for my ability to travel, my ability to explore this earth. Thank you for the experiences that I've had recently that are fun, like going on adventures, exploring this planet. Thank you for the opportunity to do that. Thank you for the amazing humans that make that possible. Whether that is the ones that have literally paved our roads, invented cars, invented ways of transportation. Thank you for all of the humans before me that have created things like this so that we are able to actually explore. Thank you for our freedom to explore this planet. Thank you for the abundance of money flowing in from various different streams. Thank you for the abundance of life forms that I get to witness whilst on this planet. The different plants, even the different types of like sand, the different types of soil, the different types of stone, minerals, trees, vegetables. There is infinite abundance on this planet. So I need to acknowledge that. I want to acknowledge that every morning whenever I'm not feeling like abundant. We can always tap into the abundance of the earth and feel abundant just by recognizing that God is abundance. And we can see that just by observing nature. There is infinite species. There is infinite life forms. Thank you for helping me to live in harmony with the earth. Please remind me, God, to please teach me, God, how I can live more in harmony with the earth, more in harmony with my human family, earth family, brothers and sisters, including the animals. Please show us how we can be in harmony with all life forms on the planet. May we be reminded that when we do live in harmony with all of the life forms, this benefits the whole, including our human family. May we all be reminded that when we work in harmony together, we actually have so much power. Thank you, God, for bringing more light onto the corners of the earth that are suffering, that are in pain. We pray that you help anyone that needs your help. Anyone that is suffering. Thank you for showing us how we can be of service. Thank you for showing me how I can be of service to the whole in a way that is in harmony with my nature. Please show me what gifts in me I have so that I can be of service to my brothers and sisters on this planet. I recognize that I came here at this time and I'm in this present moment along with every single other life form that is also experiencing this moment that is everything that we can experience. The only thing that we can experience truly is this present moment, and we're all in this together. We're all in this present moment together. So many different perspectives all happening at once across the universe. Not even just on this planet, but on faraway planets. Everything happening right now. And that is God. The experience of everything happening right now. And so I'm just one perspective. Thank you for reminding me of the bigger picture. That it's not all about me. But I came here to assist in any way that I can. May I be reminded that at any moment I have the choice to tap into the infinite source of love just by being present, by opening up some space in my internal world, connecting to God through the peace of the present moment. And from that state of consciousness, I always know what to do. I always know what to say. And so may I be reminded to calm my nervous system down when it is dysregulated, when I'm noticing myself spiraling into negative thinking. Thank you, God, for helping me to bring myself back to the present moment in those dark, difficult times. May I be reminded that my strength, my power is all in alignment with love. May I be reminded that love is the most powerful force. And so when I choose to be a channel for it, I not only empower myself, but also the others around me. May I be reminded that my presence, my consciousness ripples out to the collective, that I need not to struggle to force, but to just be, and to slowly move taking one step at a time, listening to the guidance of my higher self, of God. The universe. Thank you, God, for the sound of the birds, the ability to listen to music, to create. Yeah. And yeah, thank you, God. May I be reminded that every moment is an opportunity to begin again by choosing. Thank you, God. And so it is. Let's see. The cosmos is really amazing when you think about it. Something in nature has a code for life. Yes, ashes of a star. I love your handle. Honestly, sometimes I see people's handles and I'm like, I need to change my handle. I feel like mine's really boring and I want it to be something else. But yeah, the cosmos is really amazing when you actually think about it. I agree. Nature is just insane. Joshua McLean, you're awesome too, love. Yes, it's going to be a great day. Yes, it is, especially after just doing some prayers, connecting with God, connecting with our higher selves, really asking for help always helps. One thing I've realized is like, I don't know if this is like metaphysical thing, but if you think about this in a psychological way, is like you can't really receive help if you don't open yourself up to it. And like this can be spoken about in more spiritual ways, like NDEs, near death experiences talk about how the heavens can't actually help us unless we ask, because we have free will, and so they can't really meddle in our lives. We have to ask for help, and then once we ask for help they can help. But also on like a psychological level, it's like if you don't place your attention on needing help, you're not going to actually be able to receive it. Like what you're focusing on or what you're opening yourself up to, like we have a massive power in what kind of thoughts we attract, and when we are asking for this guidance. How about an afternoon story about yourself? What kind of story? Hey, Winter White. Amy's skin looks like ancient humans. I don't know if that's a compliment or an insult, to be honest. Tell us about true love. Okay. Spiritual live chat question mark. Yeah. What's the question? Why are you outside? Why not? True love. Okay. The purest, most truest love. I feel like you can really identify true love. There's this quote that I really love, and it's like, I know I do not settle for anything that is not true love because I know what true love feels like. And so when we actually have the ability to care and love for parts of ourselves, we start to connect to this experience of true love. And the experience of true love feels like honor. It feels like complete. It feels like care, expansive. This is what true love feels like. And so anything that does not feel like that, anything that is not in alignment with that, is not true love. Doggy love is true love. Yes. I know. I love the doggies. Can learn a lot from dogs, honestly. What you think about spirituality? Well, I think spirituality is very important and I think it's needed on the planet. I think a lot of the issues that are happening on the planet, or actually every issue, is happening because of a loss of faith. And when we have no faith, we are in a state of fear. And so this is why I come on and I talk about spirituality and I talk about these things, because I truly believe that it is for me, I think it's the most important thing, you know. Maybe not everyone would agree with that, but from my perspective, we need more spirituality on the planet. We need more people connecting with their higher selves, with God, with their own divine nature. Humans have come off, way off path with spirituality, completely forgetting our power, completely forgetting our divinity. And when a person starts to remember their divinity and become more powerful, they also become more loving, more conscious, and this ripples out. This ripples out to the rest of the world. And so we need as many people, guys. We need as many people waking up to their true power, their true divinity, understanding that love is infinite, and every single person is a channel for love. Just by connecting with your divine self, just by remembering your divine self, you are you are opening that channel. And so this is going to spread out. This is going to spread out through your thoughts, how you're speaking with people, what you're allowing. What you're allowing is massive. Sometimes it's like this whole concept of like being a loving being. It's not about being nice. It's not about always being like, you know, tiptoeing around people and trying to keep people happy. It's not always about that. Sometimes the thing that someone needs is your firmness and your precision and not beating around the bush, saying exactly how it is. Saying it exactly how it is, the truth of how you feel. And a lot of the time, maybe we're scared to do this because we're scared of how it's going to be received. But actually, when we speak our truth, when we actually are clear in our communication about, okay, if this is a boundary for me, this is a boundary for me. I'm not going to tolerate this. Maybe it's not nice. You're not like being nice, but you're actually being kind by doing that, because we shift patterns by doing this. We wake up something in the other person to realize that that is not okay. Where are you streaming from? England? I hug my neighbor every day. Oh, that's nice. End of the day, no matter what you believe or not, we all need divine energy in our life. Yes, we do. And you know what it is? I truly believe that like once you've woken up and you've started to become more conscious, your job is also, through your own consciousness, is waking other people up, helping others to become more empowered. And then we start to spread this empowerment across the earth. Like many people are very afraid right now because we're all starting to realize that the people that are in control, or like wanting control and domination in this world, which is, there's less than them than there are of people that are actually wanting love. We're starting to realize that we're actually dependent on these entities. And so it's going to take every one of us to start to have faith, trust in ourselves, faith that we are powerful, that we don't need to depend on people that don't have our best interest at heart. That is actually a massive crossing of our own boundaries. And we're doing this on a very big scale right now. There's a lot of things that we've been pushing under the rug for probably hundreds of years. And that's what's got us into this situation of being so dependent. And I think a lot of it we just weren't aware of, you know? It wasn't like we weren't aware of it. And I think we're starting to become way more aware. And it can be very scary when you first start to become aware of these things, because you start to realize the fear that got us here in the first place. This is what I noticed over the last couple of days, is like when you are in the grip of like fear and your mind is completely driving the show, or like it's in the driver's seat, it can be so hard to see other options, to feel empowered, to make change. But once we see what it is for what it is, like the fact that we are depending as a society on structures that are not in our best interest, not in the best interest of the whole, like things are coming to the surface that got us to this place in the first place, and we have to see these for what they are for us to. And it's not always easy to see them for what they are, but once we do and we allow ourselves to, okay, see that maybe I'm operating in this state, from this state of fear or no faith, lack of trust, then we can start to free ourselves from that and find new ways. It has to take us all to become empowered. We have to be doing this together. This is why I always say about our human family. We are a family at the end of the day. This is why I think it's like when you have a boundary, it's your boundaries almost like, I love to look at my every human as brothers and sisters, because then it's like I am not going to tolerate someone treating me a certain way just because they are family, because actually I see the bigger picture of everyone is family. And so I won't tolerate like manipulation, for example, from someone that is a family member, just as much as I won't tolerate it from someone that is not a family member. It's very impersonal when you start to realize that your boundaries are impersonal. It's not personal to that person. It's like you will set this boundary with anyone, no matter what. And I think we can get ourselves stuck into situations where we start being like, but they're my family. Like, what can I do? It's like, no. When we get into that thinking, it's like, well, why don't we think about everyone's our family? And so we must set boundaries with everyone, and we're actually doing them a service when we do this, because when we allow people to cross our boundaries and continue doing that, we're actually enabling their behavior. And so it's not conducive to the whole to do that. Let me just check my... Oh, what's happened? Can you see me, guys? It's gone black. We're frozen. Guys, can you see me? You can see me. Okay. My screen's black, so I don't know why. Yes, Adam, I agree that it's better to balance. We have to be in balance. The universe is actually always seeking balance. This is why we go on so many pendulum swings from one extreme to the other, because the universe is seeking balance. We need to find like ways to not go to either end of the extreme, to like notice when we are being pulled back into balance, and actually start to consciously involve ourselves in that process rather than just being taken by the law, but actually then start to work with the law. You look like you could take a punch. I mean, I don't know. Hi guys, welcome. In a nice way. I didn't take it that in a negative way, to be fair. I took it as what you were saying was that I could take it. I'm not. Even though, yeah, I don't know. I'll probably run away. But I do want to learn how to fight, honestly. Do you remember me? No, I don't remember you, my love. I'm so sorry. But welcome back. Wait, you are amazing, Joshua. Miss my old swing. It's so good sitting out here on the swing. Is anyone else in nature right now? I do need some water. I can't see myself, like the whole screen is black. I can see it again now. Oh. She's chilling in sunlight, and here Mr. Sun showing his extreme power. Yeah. Ramandi, this is not a dating channel. If you're looking for girls to date, this is not the place. Unless maybe in the chat, but not through me. Downtown Toronto, no trees. No, there must be some trees somewhere. Ramandeep, you're going in timeout. Oh, the morning is such, like, I love the expression of the morning being the childhood of the day. Like, how we start off our day is just powerful. Where are you from, girl? I'm from England. Thank you, Doreen. Thank you, Laura. Laura White. Do you play guitar? I mean, I play with the guitar. I know. I wait. That makes sense in my mind. I play with it. I don't know if I would say I play the guitar, but I do like to play with the guitar. I'm not so good at it. If you know what I mean. I'm not like, yeah. Where in England? I was born in Blackpool. I don't really share where I'm from specifically. I live in the UK and you look 25. Thank you, dear. In New Zealand. Nice. I would love to go to New Zealand. Hi, Andy Rich. It's going well. How are you? Guys, if you're enjoying this live and you want to support me, please do subscribe. It would really help my channel. I have goals that I'm trying to reach. So you could help me reach those goals just by subscribing, liking this video, this live. Okay, James, you got timed out. Tasmania. Oh, looks so amazing there. I love watching tiny house videos, and a lot of them are in Tasmania. Or I don't know if there was a lot of them, but a few of them are that I see recently, and looks really good. I'm glad that you enjoyed the live, Taran. I love having you here. You're a great addition to this community. Always so respectful, always giving valuable inputs. Yes, we're still here, Paul. Thank you for subbing, Andy. What happens when someone dies? Well, when we die, our body dissolves, our consciousness continues on. The true part of ourselves, the I am. I was listening to this video yesterday, and I've heard a lot about this, you know, in different books, different spiritual traditions. They talk about how, and I think it's actually spoken about a lot in the Course in Miracles, about how our true nature is we are the I am, and that is God, that is everything. The I am. And what happens is this I am, our essence, our the true version of us projects out and identifies with forms. So we might be like, I am a girl, I am a ballerina, I am this, and this. But the actual true part of us is the infinite part of us that doesn't change. And that is God. Not saying that we are God, because God is the amalgamation of everything. But yes, when we die, we go back to that. That's what I truly do believe. That we release our bodies and we merge back with the infinite consciousness. And I do believe that as a soul, we get to choose where to go to next. Thank you, Laura White, for your love. Hi from Morocco. Hey, Adnan. How's the weather? It's good. Beautiful. You can kind of see, right? Can you be honest? No one knows. I mean, I don't claim to have all the answers. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm just when someone asks me, I just share what I think personally, and you guys can make up your own. You know conclusions of what you think is going to happen when we die. But I truly do believe the reason why I believe this is because for the last 10 years I've been researching spirituality through many different avenues. And so that's why I've come to this conclusion that we do not die. Our actual consciousness does not die. This is through watching near-death experience videos, through listening to world-renowned healers, from listening to world-renowned spiritual teachers, through the ancient knowledge that we have on the planet, through listening to people that have out-of-body experiences, past life regressions, people that are way more tapped in than the average person, people that have less filters for the spiritual realms and are able to retrieve information that the average person can't, through meditation and connecting with my essence and realizing that, okay, I actually truly don't feel like I am this body. When I really truly tap in with my essence, I feel like this is a borrowed vessel, and that the true me is the one that is behind everything, really observing and noticing this experience. And when I do that, I disidentify from all of the thoughts, all the negativity that I may be in the grip of, and realizing like, oh shit, that was all just an illusion. And the actual only truth for me is that I am consciousness. I am the one that is existing in this present moment, the only moment that we can experience. And I have no idea, you know, what actually is going to happen. We can't know what is going to happen because until we're there, just like I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. All I do know is that I don't know what's going to happen. All I know is like what's happening right now. What are your favorite animals? My favorite animals are tigers and dogs. But I don't want to die, and that's okay. You don't have to want to die. It's very human to not want to die. Do you remember Kush the stunt dog? No. I have a crazy reincarnation story. Tell us, Naomi, if you want to share. I want to live forever. Well, good news for you, Elad. Your consciousness will live forever. We won't know until we get there. We won't. Everyone's experience is going to be very unique. So you can't know what's going to happen until you actually get there. But I think it's really, again, like when it comes back to what I was saying earlier about how I think spirituality is the most important thing. Obviously, I think that, not to say that everyone should think that. I have a very spiritual nature. And so for me, one of my missions is to bring more spirituality to the planet. I can see how there is such a lack of connection to the divine, and this is causing a lot of suffering. And so for me, one of my absolute drivers is to bring more of this divinity, bring more consciousness and awareness to people's divinity. I know that from when I listen to people that are so like tapped into their own divinity, sure about it, it helps me to be sure about it. And so that's why I share my reverence to God, my reverence to being divine, human, reverence to the mysteries of the universe, and my certainty that I know that we are divine beings, that we are all connected through God, and my faith in God. And so when I share my faith, my trust in the divine, I know that this ripples out. And so the more people that can do this, the better. Like we need it more than ever, you know? So I say to people, that when you become when you are in this empowered state and you have got so much trust, you are just powerful just by being in that state of consciousness. Like, you don't even have to do anything. The right actions will come to you in the present moment. But just being in that state of faith, trust, and love, letting go, being truly present, truly conscious, truly aware, is the most powerful thing. Acting from that place is your purpose. Okay, Dr. Hardlove. Okay, checking out now, as we've reached a spiritual level that is too out there for me, and we don't have ancient knowledge. Huge gaps are missing. Okay, thank you, love. Thank you for letting us know. I think it's so natural for us to have divine connection. This is the thing. It's actually such a natural thing. Like, when for us to tap in with our divine nature, when we allow it, there's just a lot of fear. There's a lot of things that are being created from a place of fear, pain, and this can trigger the pain and fear inside of us. So we have to be very aware when we are interacting with the outside world, when we are consuming, when we are interacting with people. We have to be very conscious of what is ours and what is not even true for us. What is not even originating from us. Bye, Nick. Thank you. What do you do as a job? I do many different things. I like to have multiple sources of income. I'm self-employed and I offer lots of different services. Why do you look 35 and 18 at the same time? Because I'm both ancient and young, that's why. Maybe that's why. Because I feel that. Does anyone else feel that? That you just feel like you're ancient, you've been around for so long, but also, and that's like the soul part of you, but then also you just feel like a little baby and you're like, wow, experiencing things for the first time and like so curious and so like naive and young and like curious. What do you think happens to consciousness when you die? We actually spoke about this a minute ago. Thank you for your question, but I personally think that consciousness just continues to be there. Like, it doesn't. Our consciousness just shifts where it is, what the focus is on. Like, right now, we have chosen to put our soul into a body. Our soul has chosen to put its focus into one body, this perspective, for this certain amount of period of time. So when our body dissolves, when our body dies, our focus is now released and we from the body, and so our perspective is able to expand out into, because we've literally been released from this prism. It's like your body, your human body is like a prism, and it has filters. It filters you from the spiritual realm. You still have connection. We always have connection to the spiritual realm, but there are now filters. And so we also have our conditioning, we have our perspective, we have our beliefs, we have ancestral conditioning, we have all of this stuff that makes up you as a human being. And so when we die, we are released from that. We are freed from that. Have you heard the song Under Control? No. It's 11:11, guys. And I just thought how I need to go and eat, so maybe that's a sign. and I will take it as a sign that I'm going to leave soon. Why the number of people with their consciousness is getting higher? Where did this come from? This come from a desire to have more consciousness on the planet. So the more people that are praying for change, the more people that are we're putting our intention, because what happens is where consciousness is focused on is what grows. So this is true for an individual level, and this is also true for a collective level, because we're all connected through the mind. We're all connected through the collective unconscious and conscious. And so when there are many people that are waking up to what we don't want on this planet and praying for, focusing on what we do want, we want more consciousness, of course, that is going to ripple out into what actions we are taking. For example, you can see this as an example of just me. Like, I see and I feel the suffering that is happening on the planet. I see so many people harming each other through unconscious behavior. That inspires me because I know that that is unwanted for me, and it's very painful to watch. So when you become really conscious of that, when you just become more of a conscious being, you can't help but see the dysfunction on the planet. You can't help but see how we are harming each other through our unconsciousness. And so it is a divine desire to bring more consciousness onto the planet. And so when there's someone that has this desire and they start to put this into their actions, to start to activate other people to become more empowered, to connect with their divinity, then this is starting to ripple out. So this is why we're seeing more people become more conscious, because there is divine desire to bring more consciousness onto the planet, whether that is the God's desire. And I do think it's God's desire. I think it's the desire of God to allow connection between human beings and God. God wants that, because then God can express through us. But when we're blocking ourselves from God, and when we have completely lost trust and lost faith, and we are in the state of fear, we're not even able to receive that. And that's why the universe sometimes has to shake us, like literally put us in a position where we have to let go of fear and just have faith. A lot of this is when people like hit rock bottom and they're like, fuck this, I'm not doing this anymore. Like, or like, fuck, I've been treating my body like shit and now I can't do it, because the universe is going to, if you don't wake up, if you don't realize how powerful your thoughts and your actions and your words are, if you don't realize that, the universe is going to put you in situations that make you realize that. If you are completely allowing people to cross your boundaries over and over and over and over and over and over again, your body is going, and you're not, and whilst you're doing this, you're putting so much energy into thinking negatively and being in fear. This is going to manifest in your body. And so this is like your body basically saying, this is not okay. If we don't listen to these messages before, like when they come, then it starts to manifest through our body, through disease, through illness. So it's our job to wake up before the universe has to fucking wake us up, shake us to the point where if you don't wake up, then you might die. If you don't wake up, then you're going to continue suffering. You know? Not to try and scare anyone by saying that, but I mean, like, it gets to that point for a lot of people where it's like, fuck, I can't not listen to myself anymore. Why do you think consciousness doesn't die? Because it feels natural to me that consciousness doesn't die. Like sometimes some things aren't, you're not so much able to express them in a logical way. But for me, when I drop down into the present moment and really sense beingness, it makes sense to me, to my intuition, that my consciousness is the part of me that is eternal, the part of me that is the observer, observing everything. And also, just by looking out into nature, there is so many expressions of consciousness that things are consciously being going through this cycle of death and rebirth. And consciousness is like the life force behind this. There's also the experience of leaving your body can make, for me, has made me realize that I don't need my body to be conscious, even though, yes, I'm still alive, and that is an argument. Okay. But just the experience of feeling that, of feeling like my consciousness has gone elsewhere, whether that is through psychedelics or through lucid dreaming, it's really given me this sense of like, I am not this body. I am actually the consciousness that is way deeper. Grey Wolf, you said here. Hear me, Amy. I absolutely want to visit the UK, and I know it's weird, but would you give me a quest in your accent? What does that mean? A quest. I like all the buzz talk. Are you sure you're enlightened? I'm not enlightened. Guys, I am like very much on this spiritual journey, just like you guys. I'm definitely not enlightened. I just speak about things that I have learned through my experience. I love to learn about spirituality. I love to learn about how to bring ourselves back to consciousness when we have lost it, when we have become unconscious. I love to learn about different spiritual traditions and the commonalities between them. I like to learn about oneness. I like to learn about meditation. And I like to learn about connecting to the divine through many different ways. And no, I'm not enlightened. I think the enlightened is, I literally heard this yesterday actually. It's enlightened is to see everything with love. And so if we can see everything through the eyes of love, it's like you are lighting everything with your consciousness. Enlightenment. In light. I am, when I'm in light, I am shining that light on everything that I see. I am not enlightened because I am not able to do that all the time. I am sometimes falling into unconsciousness, like yesterday. But because of my practice, I am growing, learning, and becoming more conscious every time I become unconscious. Becoming more conscious of the unconscious parts within me that are taking over. Someone said, who are the bad guys doing all the negativity then? It's actually like we're all playing a part in it. We all have to look inside ourselves and realize how we are playing a part in certain things. Like I realized yesterday, I was like really feeling like a lot of negativity towards someone else for something that they were doing and something that they were allowing. And I realized, hang on a second, where in my life am I allowing this? And it really made me realize, okay, this is somewhere that I am losing power because I am projecting out that this other person is so wrong and bad for doing what they're doing. But actually, when I realized that I am doing a very similar thing on a smaller, not even a smaller scale, just doing the same thing, I realized that that part of me that was doing that out of fear. It was actually an inner child part of myself that was just scared. And so when I realized that within myself, I realized that within the other person, and I can see that they are also doing this because they are scared. And so now my perspective towards them has shifted more to compassion because I'm like, oh shit, I get it now. They're not doing this because they like the way I speak to them usually is like trying to shake them out of it and be like, what are you doing? But like that is not helping. I need to actually come to them with compassion. And only from seeing myself doing it is how I was able to really truly accept, okay, accept this part of them. Not meaning that I'm going to tolerate it or allow it to affect me negatively, even though it is affecting me negatively. But all I can do is choose to control what I can control. And then also help the other to find empowerment through helping them to realize and become conscious of what it is that they are feeding. I need water. Okay, Vanish. I put you in timeout. Let's pray. Okay, vigilant. Let's pray for climate change to get better. How can we actually live in harmony with the earth? I feel like this is an important question to be asking all of us. When you ask a question as well to the universe, the answers have to come because we are so powerful with our focus and our attention. When we place our attention on questions, our subconscious starts to work for us to answer that question. So if a group of us has the intention of creating change on the earth that in a way that is in harmony, we will create that. But we all have to be asking these questions. We all have to realize that we have a responsibility. Every single one of us has a responsibility to ask these questions for ourselves. It's no good just like one person being like a lot of people are like, he's so rich, like people that are like billionaires being like, he's so rich he could feed everyone. It's like, yeah, but like that's way less powerful. That's like putting all of your power into one person, like completely outsourcing your power. No, we need to realize how powerful we are as individuals, especially when we come together. It's like the power is insane when we come together. When we all have the same goal of creating harmony, bringing more love to the planet, if we all have that intention, we would be able to shift the planet like that. It would happen instantly. If all of us had that intention right now, the planet would be completely different. Everything would shift. Like imagine how much we can create when we put our attention into creating something. Like how we just get ideas. Like the universe will literally send you ideas. You become a channel for the infinite intelligence of the universe when you ask to be a channel for it. And so when you put your attention in towards a question like how can we create harmony on earth, imagine every single person having this intention, or even just like a large group of people having this intention. The downloads would be insane. We would get so many intuitive hits. We would get if we were really listening and we were really opening ourselves up to that. And this is happening. A lot of people are doing this. A lot of people are opening up to this and having these prayers every day. And so through that, I lost my train of thought again. Something distracted me. Are you on mushrooms? No. I'm not on mushrooms. Thank you, Jack. I do need to go eat. Jack, please do moderate the chat, actually. That would be great. Thank you. I'm going to put you on as a mod. I love how we'll come on and have these chats, honestly, because it actually really, I love to see so many people tuning in with this kind of information, because I feel like it shows that there's so many people that are really wanting true change on this planet. And I know that they are, because a lot of us are suffering, and you can see how, like, it actually causes, it's so painful to see other humans treating each other in a way that is harmful. Like that actually really brings me down to see that. Does consciousness come from social interactions? I don't know what you mean by that. Do you mean like can you increase your consciousness from having social interactions? Is that what you're asking? Like can you increase your state of consciousness from having social interactions? If that's true, then yeah, you can use absolutely anything as a spiritual practice. Like everything is a spiritual practice, especially the challenging parts of your life. Use them as a spiritual practice. Use them to become conscious of parts of yourself that are in pain. Use them to become conscious of your boundaries, what you want, what you don't want. Use them to strengthen your ability to stay present. Because when we are in challenging situations, that is when we are likely to we've become unconscious, or we come out of presence. So every single challenge, you can use anything to become more conscious. Okay, Jack, you said, have you had out of body experiences? I have, but only through the dreamscape. Like I've felt myself lifting out of my body as I've gone into a lucid dream, but I've never had like an out of body experience well, actually, that's not true. I have. There was one time I was really trying to become out of body, and I had looked into how to do that. And I really should practice this more, because I think it would actually be quite easy for me if I did practice it, just because I tried it that time and I did come out of my body. But as soon as I came out of my body, I completely forgot that I was trying to come out of body. And I was like in this astral realm, and I got scared. I was like, what the fuck is this? It felt so weird. And I'd completely forgotten. And then so I came back into my body. So I wasn't really out of body for that long. But I do have lucid dreams quite a lot. No, Tehran, I haven't heard that song. Sorry, I'm just going through the comments. There's from before. Yeah, see, brutal facts. First few times is scary as fuck, like dying. It was scary. I just felt like, whoa. I was just like, it was so weird because it was like 1 minute I was really trying to come out of body, and I was doing this technique where you imagine yourself like literally pulling yourself out of your body. 1 minute I was doing that and I was trying to stay awake in my mind as my body like drifted off to sleep. And then the next minute I was just like outside my body and I was awake in like a dream, which is what it felt like, or like I was in the room and I was like, it felt like a lucid dream. But then in that moment, I was like, what the fuck is happening? Like, why is this happening? And then, yeah, I think I just got a bit freaked out. And then I know that when you come out of, when you go into fear, it's very symbolic, honestly, because when you go into fear, it's because you've become unconscious. Morning, you've become unconscious. So that's what happens when you go into fear or like you get too excited in the dream world, you become less lucid. So we have to stay calm and present in order to be able to consciously move out of body, consciously just be out of body. Have you heard of the Monroe Institute? Yes, I have. And I have read or like listened to one of the books from this guy. Is his name Robert? Robert Monroe. I listened to some of it, not all of it. Very interesting. Such a vast consciousness confined to a brain becomes so vast. Some say there's a universal consciousness we merge with. Yes, I do think we do. Greetings from Venezuela. Greetings, Nelson. I've been on live for so long. Do you ever feel physical pain from other people when yourself isn't even experiencing that pain? Physical pain, like, do you mean okay, I feel emotional pain from other people. I'm very yes. Physical pain, I don't know. But for me, the emotional pain is very physical. It's actually like a pain in my body, and it can start to feel like physical pain. Like yesterday, when I was like really feeling anxious, I could feel it as like a physical pain in my body. It was like very uncomfortable. And when I'm around people that are very emotional or like having a lot of pain emotionally, I can feel that. Thank you, Nelson. Thank you for subscribing. And Mr. Big Banana, you are getting timed out, my love. We do not tolerate spam on this channel. We do not tolerate these kinds of messages. This is a safe, compassionate live stream. Okay, guys. It's been actually so wonderful having this morning with you. I've really enjoyed this live. Okay, reading any other good books aside from one's discussion spirituality. From one's discussing spirituality. Any other good books? No. At the moment, I'm reading spiritual books. I recently got Neville Goddard's collection, which is something that I like have been dipping into. There's not. I don't really I haven't really been reading any other things. I really like to read like the way that I like to entertain myself is through spiritual books. So I kind of can't help it. Like sometimes I'll be like, oh, I need to stop reading spirituality, and then what happens is I just go from like teacher to teacher, or like I go from one like I don't know, I just can't help it, it's very entertaining for me. Okay, have you tried many psychedelics? I have tried magic mushrooms and DMT once. Actually, the first ever psychedelic that I took was DMT. That was mind-blowing. And then after that, I love mushrooms, but I haven't had mushrooms in a while, and I would like to have them soon. But I don't think, yeah, unless I don't know. Thank you. What system? Mike, thank you for your comment. You're being timed out. I believe in spirits. What was DMT like? DMT was like, I can't even explain it, guys, honestly. If I ever tried to explain it, it reduces the experience, honestly. It was just like what I took. So I had like 3 puffs on this um vape thingy, and it just like completely transformed. After the first puff, the whole room transformed. Everything changed, and like I feel like I can't even explain, honestly, what happened. It was just insane. There was just I can't even be bothered to try and explain. I have written it down in a journal, and like I should probably read that journal entry to you because that was like right after. And this was years ago, so I can't really remember so intensely. I just remember it being crazy. Like everything in the room was alive, everything was breathing, everything was completely taking a different form. The sofa was like literally hugging me, and when I closed my eyes, it was like like geometric artwork within artwork within artwork, just like multiplying, like. And then the it would also be like entities, like the whole, say there was like I just said, there's like artwork within artwork within artwork within artwork, which is just like expressing, like almost like like coming out. And as this was happening, the whole piece of artwork, like I can't explain it, but it was like this whole moving image was also like an entity. It was one big entity that was communicating with me through all of these different expressions. And wild, wild. Thank you, Nelson. Subscribe if you are enjoying, guys. It really does help my channel. So I really appreciate it. If you do want to support, then please do subscribe and like. And I have really dry lips. This is why I keep putting this on. Afraid of getting addicted. Fair. I mean, I don't think that you can really get addicted to DMT, honestly. Some people have, and then I feel like the DMT has actually just like given them a smack on the ass. I don't know. Some people probably do, but I think it's actually quite hard to get addicted to that. If anything, like mushrooms massively helped me to get rid of my weed addiction, because I was very dependent on weed for a long time, and like honestly, like years. And when I started working with mushrooms, they really helped me to cut that dependency. It was beautiful. I will read you the journal entry, but maybe next time, because my journal is not right here where I am, so I'll have to get it a different time. It was an old journal. That is wild. What's wild? There was a guy that said he spent like 3 years with this DMT. He got married, and when he came out, do you think that might be true? I don't get what you're saying. Sorry. At least summer is coming. No more dry lips. I know, that's what I thought, but my lips are getting more dry. No, my lips are healing. Thank you, God. Amen. No way to get addicted to DMT. Okay. Annoying cat meow. You're being put on timeout, love. Please don't spam. Thank you. Where are you from, Gabrielle? I'm from England. Mushrooms are beautiful. I agree. I really do agree. Amy loves dancing and listening to songs, of course. Yeah. Mushrooms are bad. What makes you say that, Metal? Mushrooms have been such a beautiful experience for me. Do you skateboard? No. That DMT trip sounds wild. Yes. Honestly, the DMT like confirmed. Okay, guys, I have to go. Thank you so much for your presence this morning. Thank you so much to all of you beautiful people that have contributed to the chat and shared your whatever is on your heart. Thank you so much. And I will see you in the next live or the next video. So, yes, if you have got any value from this live, please do subscribe if you want to support the channel, or hit the like button right now before I leave. And I will see you guys next time for some more spiritual deep chats. And next time maybe I'll read you my DMT journal entry. So if you wanna hear that, then yeah, maybe it'll be tomorrow, honestly, because I want to come on live again tomorrow at some point. Thank you guys. Peace. Namaste. Have a beautiful, blessed day. May your day be filled with peace, healing, presence, love, light. And may you be reminded that you are a very powerful being and that you are needed on this planet. Your divinity is needed on this planet. Your service is needed on this planet. Your unique gifts are needed on this planet more than ever. So please do just know that, and know that you are a beautiful soul and that you are so powerful. So, so powerful. Thank you so much.